Welcome back. While awaiting the end of Senate on Friday, our news team received word of a shooting. We go to Jacques Wooding for the details that we have been able to ascertain in this developing story.
Our cameras responded to reports of an alleged police shooting in the city center after 3 p.m. on Friday. We spoke to two witnesses who attempted to give an account of what had just gone down.
Yeah, he works with us. He works with me as supervisor. Yeah. Pardon me? The man wasn't at work. The man started working recently, and the man asked us to assist him in paying it. And today we just talking about that, you know.
Yeah, and just so yeah.
No, well, the police come and the police tell the man, let's go. The man ask him what I spoke to you already, and then the police just.
The police didn't even identify himself, Rasta. You check it, identify yourself first before you come and arrest the man. Rasta. You don't identify yourself, nothing. You just come and shoot the man like that, Rasta.
No official details have been released by the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. However, we will continue to follow this story to offer you the latest details as they become available. Port 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Government Senator Herman Gill Francis took a swipe at independent senators Adrian Auger and Mauricia Thomas Francis during Friday's sitting of the Senate. The implication by Senator Francis was that the notice of illness by the two independent senators was simply a charade.
Madam President, what happened in the Senate yesterday was a travesty. I was not surprised at the actions of the opposition, but I was very, very taken aback with the actions of the independent senators. The government and the opposition pander to their supporters, but the independent senators are there to bring balance, to bring the truth to light. And it is really unfortunate for them not to have turned up, and they have reported sick. I think they have indicated that they have dengue, and it appears that the same mosquito bit both of them at the same time.
Senator Francis also questioned the track record of the opposition in drafting legislation.
So the whole thing that is unfolding before our eyes now has nothing really to do with this bill. It's all an ego trip. Okay, and the Labour Party believes that they're the depository or repository of all legal acumen. And they are the only ones who know about drafting laws. And I can give you some of the examples of some of the laws that they have drafted and what has happened to them. We look at 361. Who drafted that? And within 6 months, after pressure from the journalists, especially Mr. Rick Wayne, it was withdrawn. They tried to pass the law that a person accused of rape should not be granted bail. Where was the Bar Association when one of their own was being accused? When one of their own was being made to send to be jailed indefinitely? Where was the Bar Association? You know, sometimes you have to look at who is the president of the Bar Association and what is the association and their normal association with other persons.
Incidences of dengue have increased in the region of the Americas over the past 4 decades. In August 2020, the Ministry of Health and Wellness in St. Lucia declared an outbreak of dengue fever. National epidemiologist Dr. Michelle Fassois informs that to date, St. Lucia has recorded a total of 503 confirmed dengue cases.
Although cases have been identified throughout the island, most of the confirmed cases are concentrated in the northern region in areas such as Castries, Bexar, and Central Babonneau. 53% of the cases are male, indicating a slightly higher occurrence in the male sex. The age group 5 to 14 years accounts for approximately 39% of cases, of which 57% are male. A total of 128 confirmed dengue cases have been hospitalized. 56% of these hospitalized cases are male, of which the less than 14-year age group is most affected.
Dr. Fassois says it is important to note that dengue fever cannot be transferred from one person to another. She speaks about the symptoms and care for individuals afflicted by the disease.
The most common symptoms of dengue fever include fever, headache, pain behind the eyes, muscle and joint pain, and a red itchy rash. Characteristic in children is the appearance of glands to the neck. Symptoms generally last for 5 days with resolution of the fever at day 5. There may be persistence of the fever beyond day 5 with worsening of one's general condition. This occurs in approximately 5% of persons who progress to the more severe form of dengue infection. In its more severe form, persons may experience bleeding from the gums or nose, vomiting blood or passing blood in the stool, and/or severe abdominal pain. There is no vaccine or specific treatment for dengue. Management is strictly supportive based on presenting symptoms.
The Ministry of Health has been engaging in activities aimed at reduction and control of the spread of dengue. These include increased public education, cleanup campaigns, and island-wide fogging. The public is reminded to practice measures aimed at reducing the mosquito population, like removal of all open containers with stagnant water in and around your home. There are also measures which can be adopted to prevent the bite. These include the use of repellents and wearing long-sleeve shirts and long pants. Newly endorsed Senator for the St. Lucia Labour Party, Lisa Jawahir, in her first media appearance, was asked what she believes she will bring to the table and how she can influence young people. Jawahir is of the belief that she has the capacity to advocate not just for women or youth, but everyone, including the average Joe and Jane. Genevieve Gonzague tells us more.
In her first media appearance after being endorsed by the St. Lucia Labour Party as a senator, Lisa Jawahir was questioned as to what she would be bringing to the table, as well as what areas the public should look forward to hearing and seeing her passion shine in. Jawahir explained that she is here to serve everyone and will not be selectively deciding when she should listen or rally on behalf of the people she has been entrusted to serve.
My voice is really a voice that will ensure that all the concerns of St. Lucians are heard. We cannot pick and choose what it is that we really want to represent. And as much as I bring a sense of youthfulness, a sense of vibrancy to the Senate, and I am able to speak on behalf of two dynamics, young people and also of women, it is very important for me to be able to speak as much as I can on the issues that just generally affect people. So I will not take a stance really on exactly what to choose. As an opposition senator, it is our responsibility to represent all of St. Lucians, and that is clear as to what I will do.
She says she is looking forward to serving the country as she is more than capable and can relate to both women and youth, two groups who are usually put on the back burner. She says her appointment into the upper house should be one that changes the political landscape of St. Lucia.
I think what has happened with my appointment, and I want to take this opportunity to thank political leader Honorable Philip J. Pierre for placing his trust and confidence in me in being that person who would represent not just young people, not just women, but the general population of St. Lucia and serving that voice for them. My appointment to the Senate really sends out a strong and clear message that the St. Lucia Labour Party is clear on its position as it relates to succession planning for young people in St. Lucia. Our political leader has always said that he values the contribution of our young people and that it is imperative that young people are included at the decision-making table as it relates to the issues that concern our people.
Jawahir says she is looking forward to being a voice for people of St. Lucia, as well as showing that politics should not be seen as solely a man's world. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
Stay with us. There's more after the break.